What's up, guys? It's Demented Caliber here.
With S13 the Beast.
And today is a Modmouth, whatever the fuck day it is. It's really
It is
late, and
wonderful.
this is actually the first time Beast has been in the chat fully, or the group call. So
Yeah.
he's been a busy bee. He works a lot. Besides the point, I went to the vape shop yesterday. Let me fix these. These are. And Beast will tell you it's been a while since I went to the vape shop.
Like 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. So, what did I get at the vape shop? Well, surprisingly, I didn't get anything unnecessary. I didn't spend more than I had to. I spent like $45, 45.99, so I did pretty good. I got a bottle of juice. I've been eating juice because I'm actually running low on the BFB liquids. Fucking love that juice, by the way. It's really grown on me. Picked up some cotton because I was running low on that as well. I think Beast is running low on cotton as well, so he's gonna have to make a vape shop run soon. And then
Oh,
I
yeah.
picked up a extra or replacement coil head for my Aspire Athos tank because Beast knows I freaking love that tank.
He does.
And Beast will tell you
It's your
that's
tank.
weird that I love that tank.
Yeah.
Or
It's a good tank.
hey, yeah, it is a good tank. But he'll tell you it's weird that I love tanks now because when he first met me, I hated tanks.
Oh, yeah, you did, yeah.
I mean, don't get me
Well, you
wrong.
had like a. It was kind of in a borderline where you were like you had some tanks that you like to do occasionally, but now it's like you're still rocking your RDAs, but you're really rocking the ethos tank now, man. It's like
Yeah, the Ethos tank. I've been rocking this guy a lot recently, and it's the same concept as an RDTA. It's got juice at the bottom. You just squeeze it, and it shoots it up.
mhm.
Freaking love BFB liquids. But let's get into this. I've been vaping on this for quite some time. I don't know why my ring is off of it. Beast will tell you those things fall off.
Oh yeah.
So 3 categories that smell, taste, vapor. Oh my god, that smells good. It doesn't smell like strawberries, but it has that custard smell to it. Like you've had custard juices before. It has that distinct smell.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm getting a little hint of strawberry cheesecake. It's not like in your face. Put it that way.
Right.
The smell's not in your face. It's very pleasant. All right, so I give the taste, the smell a 10 out of 10 because honestly, it may not smell 100% like strawberry cheesecake. It still smells pretty fucking good. See, the thing with the smell, it doesn't have to smell exactly like that. If it smells good, then it's going to get a good rating. So,
Mhm.
and trust me, I'll tell you this, like I tell everybody else, I will not vape something that I don't like the smell of.
It's true.
You heard it here from Demented Caliber. Don't vape shit that smells like shit. Anyways, moving on to taste. Actually, that's dry, so
Oh,
yeah,
not good.
I'd say my cotton's pretty dry.
Yeah, I say that too. Yeah.
Good thing I didn't get a burnt hit. That would have sucked.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just rocking a little single coil Canthal build. That's what I always do. But let's get on the road. Okay, so like I can taste faint strawberries.
Mhm.
But again, it tastes more like a custard to me, more than a cheesecake. Which it isn't bad, but I'll give that a I don't know, 7 out of 10 because it's
Mhm.
something I can vape. It's vapable. It is what it is. But clouds. Now this is the biggest thing for me, and I think this is starting to become the biggest thing for Beast. How well does this juice produce clouds? Well, that all
Yeah.
depends on the PG to VG ratio. But some juices
Mhm.
just vaporize like shit.
It's true. nice.
Oh yeah, that was. I'd give that a 7 out of 10. That's just the
Oh, yeah.
demented scale. Some people will be like, oh no, that's a 10 out of 10. But no, it's a
Oh,
7 out of 10 for me. I mean, you also have to realize single coil, much much less surface area to actually work with compared to something like this beast mode. That's a solid 8 out of 10. Whew. Something else is in this liquid. I think it's like a cinnamon flavor, and it's just hitting the back of my throat hard. And oh my god, that shit's good. All right, so for Modmouth, if you're new to Modmouth, we're kind of starting to move it towards rambling about different shit. So
it's true.
we talk about everything under the sun, vaping related. Uh, but one thing I do see a lot, and I've actually had people come to my broadcast ask me this question. Okay, well, why can't I taste my e-juice? Well, that could be a factor of reasons. We're excluding tanks on this one because I have no knowledge on most tanks. I'm strictly wire, coils, and just doing DIY and shit. So there's a number of factors that can actually cause a muted flavor or no flavor at all. If you're getting vapor production, well, that's cool, but you want to taste your flavor, obviously, or taste your juice. Now, one of the main factors is airflow. Too much airflow can definitely mute your flavor. If you notice, whenever you close off airflow, a vapor starts to get warmer, and the notes start to get more crisp. We call them notes. Like the little hints of flavoring, they get more crisp. They're more noticeable, and that's because the e-juice is just it's getting warmer. It's releasing more flavor.
Yep.
See, the thing is with airflow, when you have too much of it, it cools the vapor down to a point to where you literally taste nothing. Now, another scenario could be the RDA you're using. Some RDAs are great for flavor, some aren't. Like, take the Temple, for example. It's good at producing clouds, that's what it's designed for, but it is really terrible at producing flavor. And if you're going strictly for flavor, your best route to go is flavor chasing RDAs or RDTAs, or even some flavor chasing tanks. Again, not touching on tanks. Now, this is the biggest one. And Beast has noticed this because Beast has actually been between Kanthal and Nichrome. And the type of wire you use. That's the biggest one. In a sense, let's pull out 2 rolls here. Oh, wait, I can't. Never mind. I forgot I got them locked down. All right, so this is a 20 gauge build. The flavor, it's there. It's not as pronounced unlike 20 gauge Kanthal. They're the same material, but the fact of the matter is, thinner the wire, the less power it actually takes to heat it up. So you're going from something that's, I don't know, slightly thin to something that's like really thick. So here's the thing. And I think we talked about this one time. May have, may not have. As you get thicker in wire, you can typically push more power through that wire. But you start to lose a lot of factors. And you also lose a lot of options when you go with a thicker wire because, well, thicker wire, the coil is going to be a little bit bigger. Like the outer diameter of the coil is going to be a little bit bigger. And then you just start running out of space. And if you ain't got the deck to support it, and you try to literally cram a build that's too big in a small ass space, yeah, it may work, but you're not going to have no room for airflow to come up, or vice versa. If it's too small, you have too much airflow. So you really got to dial it in.
Mm-hmm.
My personal choice, and there's actually one more, that is your wicking, but my personal choice for Kanthal is it has to be 22 gauge. It's very versatile.
Mm-hmm.
You can do easy parallels with it, and you can get decent results out of it. Parallels are fucking amazing. Now, all parallel does is it's a single coil with two. It's literally a single coil, but it has two wraps going around. So it's two strands of wire
Mm.
wrapped around a bit, and it acts like a dual coil. So you get more surface area and a lower resistance, which is amazing if you're working with a single coil RDA. But here's one thing I've actually learned because I was actually having this issue today where the flavor of this juice was muted. And the reason for that being, I find, is the way you wick it. If you wick it too loosely, you're not going to have that
Oh yeah.
the contact between the cotton and the coil, so you're not getting much juice there. Or like, say if it all seeps, like it's touching the bottom and it's not touching the top, well, you're going to lose flavor there as well. And also, I noticed because I re-wicked it, obviously, and I made the wicking a lot tighter. The clouds are a little bit more denser.
Right. You don't have that air between the coils.
Yeah, because that's all it's doing is drawing air between those coils, and you're not really getting much.
Hmm.
But I think Beast had something he wanted to touch on.
Yeah. I mean, I think that also comes in the concept of what I was actually going to bring up in the anyway. So that kind of like ties into it. Um, like they have these. It's about how your juice is made, really. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not sterile in their ways they're doing it, right? But there's like certain ways that you should make juice, right? When there's a lot of brick and mortar shops that make in-house juice, they don't actually have the room or the capacity to have like a clean room situation. They're sterile and it's safe to use their juice. I'm not trying to knock that at all. But the problem is if they don't have a clean room, they don't have the money to spend for the filtration system and this thing. So basically all of the particles in the air, whatever's around, that's going in that e-juice.
Hmm.
So I think that has factors to play into what flavors they're trying to make because it's going to alter it in certain ways. And not to mention you're also getting whatever's in the air too. So I mean that kind of puts in a factor too. I think if you're going to make or do the effort of making your own juice, I think if, especially, I mean, this is more on a business standpoint. This is not so much more on a
Yeah.
person like making in their their house just for a couple buddies or whatever. If you're gonna make your own juice as a company, like especially if you're trying to expand your name as a label, spend the money out there. Get a filtration system for the room you're going to be making in. It doesn't have to be a big room. I mean, obviously, people know how to make juice, but you know, just take the little extra effort in there because honestly, if you're gonna make it, you're not gonna want particles of like whatever's in the air. I mean, it's obviously microbes. You don't think it's gonna matter, but it's gonna alter it in ways.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I mean, that's pretty much what I want to touch
I
on.
I mean I could be wrong on my vape shop, but I do think when they I think they do actually have like a filtration unit to filter the air.
Right, and they should. And I'm saying a lot of them do that. I mean, especially the
Bigger
bigger
companies.
chains do it. Yeah, bigger companies. But I have a couple that are around here that are a little smaller on that scale, and I think I've seen the rooms they do it in, and the room is literally like within the same big room, just with like a dividing wall, basically, like with like a big open like porthole, so you can basically. I like the concept because you can see
What
what's
they're
going
doing.
on. Right. I think that's kind of cool that they let you see what's going on, but in the same sense, you're just getting whatever's in the whole freaking building. You know what I mean? It's like,
Asbestos.
right. I mean, I don't know about this, but I hope that. I mean, like, I hope that's not the case.
No,
But I mean,
nobody uses asbestos anymore, or
right, right. But I'm saying, it's just,
whatever the fuck
you know,
that shit's called that gives you. I don't know.
no, it's asbestos. That's what it's called. Yeah, asbestos. I mean, if we're going back that far in time, I guess we could say like, you know, we got to worry about the lead paint.
Fuck yeah. But no, and another thing you have to take a look at, and now obviously I'm not talking about like big companies like eSnacks and a lot of those bigger companies, but like taking a look at vape shops, how how high is the quality of ingredients they're using? or how
Me too.
uh, are they using high quality ingredients? That's a better way to put it. And
That's true. Yeah.
and what are they using? Are they using quality? Or are they using shitty? Which I think most reputable vape shops would use higher quality ingredients.
Well, I think they would use like proper ingredients, but here's the thing: are they going to use the top end? See, you got to remember that when you're, especially this, see, in a business sense. I mean, I understand where they're coming from because you got to think about it this way. And this is kind of in their defense, but it also explains how this why this was happened. Why sometimes they're not coming out with the best of the best. It's revenue, really. It's because they're doing this for a profit. I mean, Q&A. It's a capitalist society. That's what we're to do. So when they make the juice, they got to put like, well, this costs more to make it this way. Are they willing as a company? Because you got to think about that way, margin levels and all that. Is it beneficial for me to make it this way when I can probably skimp a couple dollars if I get this product? Still a good product, just not as good as how I wanted it over here. So you know what I mean? It's like save a couple pennies here, gets more profit into the business, be able to build the business up, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think when you're buying an in-house juice, I think you got to look into that because if they're a shop, they got to think about the shop. Number one, juice is more of like yeah, we sell it for revenue, but that's what it is. It's for revenue. It's for profit. They're not. That's not their main staple in the business. Now with like actual juice manufacturers that actually make juice and that's all they make, that's something that's going to be more up their alley.
Yeah.
Not saying that the house juices are bad, but just again that you got to put that perspective. It's about the shop as a whole, not just that branch of what it is.
Yeah. And here's the biggest thing. Since we're talking about making juices and so on and so forth, and talking about muted flavors, if you buy a strawberry juice and it doesn't taste right, that's because strawberries are one of the hardest ingredient or one of the hardest fruits to imitate.
Mhm.
You try most of the juices. I'm sure Beast came across these juices as well, where there's like strawberry something and it tastes so perfumey.
Mhm.
And the fact of the matter is, what they're using isn't like a strawberry. It might be it might be a concentrate, but some of these flavors are artificial. 9 times out of 10,
Mhm.
the flavors they're using for strawberry is an artificial flavoring. It's an imitation, and that's the problem.
It's true.
I can't taste strawberries in this white because, well, it's not there.
Right.
It's a muted note. Now, is it a bad juice? Hell no. I love the fucking custard flavor. But yeah. Um, any other things you want to talk about, Beast?
No, I mean honestly, I think that really nails it on the head on this point. Unless we got, I mean, I guess take this time to kind of give like future things. I'm gonna be hitting the vape shop soon. I'm gonna be trying to see if I have it in my repertoire to get a mag. So
Oh, that'd be
we'll see
interesting.
how we'll see how that goes. I also got to pick up some goodies for the good old Demented Caliber over here while I'm at it.
Hmm.
Um, which we'll be doing non-mod mouth situation here, but trying to get the storm boxes out and ready to go. So that'll be other types of videos that we'll do as a storm family, opening and all that such. So we'll see how that kind of goes. So
And
that's kind of look forward to on the channel.
yeah, and I do want to address something. I didn't ask him for this. He's like, well, since
Oh,
you can't.
oh no. See, okay. This is all because as a storm family, we like this is just like all of us. We've come to things like we just give each other like little gift boxes every now and then.
Well, I can't do
So
that because I have no money at the moment. So,
at the moment, but I know that eventually once you get a thing, it'll be all
yeah.
set to go. So and it's all done because we want to do it. It's not
Yeah.
because things. So get that
But
forward
I
for
will
us,
give you
all you
guys
haters
a
out
little
there.
hint. So, before we sign off, I'd made a joke to Beast. I was like, hey, Beast, since you don't use that radar, you can give it to me. He's like, All right.
You damn right. I'm not gonna. Hey, if I'm not gonna use it, I'm gonna give it to somebody that's
Yeah.
gonna give it a goddamn good home.
Oh
First of
yeah.
all, he's at a different level of building than I am. I'm not saying I'm the best builder. I'm not saying I'm the worst builder in the world either. But
Oh no, I've seen
I
some
will
very really shitty builds.
exactly. So I mean, it's a deck that I don't enjoy building on. I'm not saying the Raider's not a good one. I just don't enjoy building on it. I think that he likes that unique build style on
Yeah, I do. I
different
mean, I've
decks.
built on clamps. I've built on this postless fuck over here.
Yeah, he likes different types of build styles. I'm
I
more of a
built on
secular.
this postless thing over here.
I like clamps. I mean, I like different other things. I
I
like a
told him, I
particular kind
said,
type.
you want a good RDA, get a velocity style RDA with a velocity deck.
I Yeah, I do like a velocity. I was actually thinking about like another
I mean, you've seen
swamp
how easy it is for me to
piece.
build on that tsunami, and it has the velocity style deck.
I'm actually thinking about getting the wasp nano.
There you
To be
go.
honest,
Yeah,
I don't know. It just
just
looks, it
try out
looks interesting.
I'm telling you, just try out a velocity. You'll have so much room to clip your leads and everything.
Nice.
The problem with some of these RDAs is like you don't get enough. That's the biggest gripe. Some of these RDAs, like, give me a second. I gotta get a representation. Grab my one of my setups. The trusty old Twisted Messes. Fucking love the build deck. It's small, it's compact, it doesn't take up much room, and it fits on just about every fucking mod. Literally. But the problem is the space that you don't have much space to clip your leads. So then you have to start moving coils out the way, clip your leads, put that coil back in place, move the other one, clip its leads, or clip the other one's leads, and it's just like, there's just got to be an
I
easier
know.
way to do this. Now
I
you
know.
could pre-cut your leads, but that's a little bit more tedious, and that's more. When you pre-cut your leads, that's more advanced.
Yeah.
Like with these aren't 100% even. They're close enough. They both fire really nicely actually. But with this, with pre-cutting leads, it's much more advanced. So I recommend people who wanted to get into RDAs. If you don't want to pre-cut your leads, go with a velocity. It's a lot easier.
hmm I'm gonna get one of the I wonder if see if they still even have an old like if I can find an old school freaking velocity. I don't even know. They still make velocities.
You can find them every now and then.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to pick one up. I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
see if I can order online because I never see them at shops anymore.
Yeah, but I think we pretty much talked about all we needed to talk about. I got my gripe out of the way about the fucking deck space, which actually refers back to what I was saying at the beginning with the building style. If you build too
hmm
big and build too small, you have a lot of issues. You got to build just right.
Yep.
So yeah, this build can actually comfortably fit a dual coil with 9 wraps on each coil. So, anyways, guys, this
Nice.
is the Minted Caliber and the Beast signing out.